I think cats might be developing thumbs because.
Explain.
But
my mom's puppy has left me with a sort of PTSD. Like I was visiting my mom yesterday, and like before getting out of my car, I was like, okay, Molly's gonna be in there. She's my mom. I always take my mom and I a coffee. So my mom takes, because I drink my coffee black. My mom took the lid of my coffee off and gave it to me so it could cool down a little bit. Molly, just like lightning, comes spinning around the sofa, climbs on top of me, almost jumps into my coffee cup. My coffee goes flying everywhere. And then my sister, you should be more careful. I was like,
what? Victim blaming.
You should train your dog not to climb people.
Was it what happened on the phone the other day with your mum?
Oh yeah, my mom. She was sitting watching TV with like her hair wrapped in a towel. She just got out of the shower, and Molly tried to climb her to steal the towel right off of her head. Like she thought it was a game of capture the flag. Or
yeah. But when you told me the story, it was funnier than that because you're actually on the phone with her, and then the next thing you hear is a scuffle, and the phone dropped, and there's like an altercation, home invasion.
The dog is a menace. And now like, because Maltipoos have the reason they're hypoallergenic is because they have hair instead of fur. So like fur, like my dog's sheds, but hair grows, which is why they have to get them groomed. But like she's under 5 pounds, right? She's tiny, so my mom hasn't gotten her groomed, but she's got so much hair. She looks like a little yeti when you know, she's like this tiny little abominable snowman.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's adorable.
So why is it called a Maltipoo?
Because it is a cross between a Maltese and a poodle.
Oh, I thought you meant MULTI.
Oh no, MALTI.
I was like, what the fuck did they cross it with to give it hair? It's half human.
His thumbs.
Yeah. I think cats might be developing thumbs. Because
explain.
But there's a mutation called polydactylism, and they get the extratobies, and they look like thumbs. And I'm just
I saw a picture of a cat that had, I think it was like 7 or 8 little toe beans. It was like it was like a magician's trick. Pick a card, any card.
Yeah. And then the thing is like if they were in the wild, well, they technically are in the wild according to cats, but no matter where they live. But if so the way evolution works is that if the mutation is neutral or if it confers a benefit, then it will survive to future generations, and then the genes will be passed down, which will make it more prevalent in the population. If it's negative and it stops the animal surviving, then on average they'll die before procreation, so then the genes will be selected out and the mutation will die off. So this could end up becoming, depending on if people try to breed it or whatever, or if they're in the wild and they have polydactylism, we could see millions of cats with thumbs, and that might be the end of the human race.
Isn't he a character on Red Dwarf?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where I mean,
cats they're clever,
cunning.
They're clever, and if they had thumbs and they can get into something, they would be a formidable foe.
Yeah. And this is why, like, when you're doing research and stuff, perspective is everything. Like, you have to be aware of the perspective that you're looking at the problem that you're researching to understand, like, how you're reading into the conclusions that you're finding. Because from a certain perspective, cats have basically encouraged the human race to flourish and grow into what we are. And it could be conceived that cats have done that so that they can have free food and we can open up the tins. So
I'm pretty sure dogs are a superior alien race that has come here to make us their butlers.
Yeah, cats and dogs.
I mean, if anybody outside, like if an alien race showed up and saw the way like we walk the dogs, but I mean, my dogs are in front of me, so it looks like they're walking me. That we
Yeah.
scoop up their poop, feed them, love them, like made some dogs.
And if you think of all these animals have their own little niches as well. So if you look at like the function of cats and dogs, they don't compete with each other because they both have different niches with the humans. You know? And dogs pretend to be super kind of needy and dependent and loyal to us, but they're not. They can look after themselves. They just pretend they can't.
Yeah. It's like, well, I don't know if they pretend they can't or they have just lost the drive to do so because they don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you as a Neanderthal, if you had to like club a woolly mammoth to eat it, you would. But if then someone else was like, hey, here's this prepackaged woolly mammoth, you'd be like, yeah, I'm totally gonna do that instead.
Well, that's exactly what happened to us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we shifted, like we weren't ever Neanderthals. There might have been crossbreeding with Neanderthals, but they were their own separate species. And Homo sapien, we're our own different branch. But there is evidence to suggest in our gene structure that we basically mated with the Neanderthals, and we've got some of their DNA in our DNA. But
I mean, once you go Neanderthal, nothing rhymes with Neanderthal.
Yeah, and it's and then the way that cats, like, I mean, with Padme, she'll just stare at me with just like this quiet, expecting look on her face, and then somehow I'll know what she wants, and then it'll happen. Like she uses her mind bullets on me, and then
do you think she's like transferring telepathic messages to you?
She could be happening, and then that's the only reason why, like, maybe the only reason why I'm trying to overcome my addiction and why I'm trying to get back to work and overcome my chronic pain and everything is so
to be
that,
a better man for your cats.
Yeah, it'll secure her food source for the foreseeable future. That's what she's trying to do. She's like, okay, I've got to put all of my effort into this human. So
she has your partner. Your partner would feed her.
Yeah, but there's no redundant. You have to have redundancy in every system. What happens if something happens to my partner? Then
she's
no more
she's an attractive woman. She'll find love again.